I'm Lou.
I'm Cindy.
And we run a bookstore yarn shop in Dawson Creek called Faking Sanity. Dawson Creek, BC, Canada, I guess.
Yeah.
I always forget to do the extra bits.
Yeah. Because usually when you say Dawson Creek, people go, oh, like the TV show?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Like
hi.
the place, mile 0 of the Alaska Highway.
Yes. Hi.
Hi. It's been a month again.
It's been more than a month. Sorry. But we couldn't do it last weekend because we went away.
We did. We traveled for the first time in like forever.
Yes. And not just because of COVID, but we just don't travel.
Yeah. We went to Kelowna, which is in southern BC, well, central southern BC.
Yes. Northern, according to everyone that lives on the mainland.
In Vancouver area.
Anyway, we went to Kelowna. 2 of our ex-staff got married to each other, and they were so cute.
They were adorable.
But of course, while we were there, we went yarn shopping.
Yes. But it was a really nice, it was weird to go down just for 2 or 3 days. Like we flew down Friday night, went to the wedding on Saturday, and came back really Sunday morning. Like we left the hotel at like 4 a.m. on Sunday. So
yeah, way too early.
It was a lot less smoky than I thought. And we got out to some yarn stores and bookshops.
Yes, of course, because that's what we do.
That's what you do when you travel.
Okay, so we're gonna start talking about our shopping.
Okay.
You got something from the first shop.
I did.
So we went to a yarn store in Vernon. Our hotel was in Vernon. And there was a yarn store half a block away.
Before we do that, because the stuff is in here, and you told me I had to show this.
Okay. So her first acquisition.
My first acquisition was actually just after our last podcast, because we were coming up on Pride Month, and I saw this bag.
No, it was in Pride Month.
It was in Pride Month. And I saw this bag from
Snap.
Kim's shop, Ginger Snap, that one on Etsy. And the colors are just so vibrant, and I love her bags. And it's a good sized bag.
Yes.
And now you'll see that because I'm opening it up, and it's the magic bag of holding.
And it came, she didn't bring them, but it came with rainbow minis as well.
Yes. Yeah. I thought we had talked about this last time, so I left all the yarn it came in at home.
Why are you taking everything out of it?
Because I'm getting to the stuff I bought, which is what you were talking about.
Which was right at the bottom? Well, that was silly of you. Okay,
so the shop
first store we went to, Twist of Yarn.
Yeah, Twist of Yarn in Vernon, because the hotel
That wasn't from Twist of Yarn.
Yep.
No, it wasn't. I paid for everything.
Okay, this was from Twist of Yarn.
Yeah.
I got this cool, it's a wool and cotton blend with a bit of nylon, and so it's like a braided mesh tube, and
it's really hard to see.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, no, that makes it focus on your tongue. It's a braided mesh tube. There we go. That's a little better. With the fiber blown into the center. So it's really light given how thick it is. And I love the little subtle flecky look of it.
And she's all about the gray.
And I'm all about the gray. I love gray. So this is going to be a hat that's not too hot, but still thin and light.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
I got...
and it's a Katia yarn called Concept in color 105.
We were talking about how much I have liked the pink and grays lately, and the lady who was working was like, oh, well then you'll love this one. And it wasn't even actually skeined up yet. This is one of their hand dyes there.
Yeah.
So they're called Color Adventures.
And the gentleman came up in his apron to discuss one of the new colorways they were working on.
Yeah.
So they dye it in the basement of the yarn shop.
Yeah, and it is pink and gray, and it is just perfect. Perfect.
It's lovely.
It is lovely. And it is the most amazing base. I like to get things that are local, things that I couldn't get here, though I did ask for her information so that we can see if we can maybe bring it in here.
Yeah, she designs hats, and they were all through the store, and so they put together kits for a lot of her hats, and we were like, well, maybe we can get some of their yarn and promote some of her patterns or something.
Well, all of her patterns were done out of Malabrigo Rios.
Yeah, at least the ones that were up there.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's Cashmere sock, Color Adventures, and the color is Seashells. I just love it. It's so pretty. It's so me.
So you...
Like I needed more sock yarn. Like I needed more yarn. But I was there and I bought some.
It's so 21st century you. 20th century you hated pink.
Yeah, this is more 20th century me. Uh-oh, I dropped the thingy. Oh well. Okay, the other thing I got there, because you only got the one thing, right?
I just got
I got some Koigu minis. They were on sale, and so I was like, I love Koigu base, and I love minis. And these were just
love the twists.
such cool colors. They'll go
this one.
They'll go really well with all of my random minis.
Mm-hmm.
So
they go really well with a nice charcoaly gray.
Oh yeah, that's what I say about everything. Okay. So that was the first yarn store.
And yeah, we had a nice chat with the lady.
Yes.
I've forgotten her name now. I wrote it down. But...
Yeah. She designs amazing patterns. They're all hats. Well, I mean, she did a whole bunch of things, but she had these colorwork hats. There was a BC hat, an Alberta hat, and a Nova Scotia hat, and they were gorgeous.
They were so cool.
We'll find the information and put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
And then we went down to Kelowna, and the first yarn store we hit was Art of Yarn.
Yes.
Art of Yarn. And it was very nice.
It was beautiful.
It was a little out of our price range.
Yeah.
But
it was nice to see some of the, like, Asselin.
Yeah, it had a lot of the yarns that I've heard tons about, but that I couldn't convince myself to buy.
Well, especially ordering, because none of the yarn shops we used to frequent or hear carried any of those yarns.
Yeah, it was all the stuff that you hear about, like it was Brooklyn Tweed, Asselin. There was all sorts of gorgeous things. There was some to die for Cashmere. Lots of lots of mohair. But
there was.
Anyway, but I found something there that was both in my price range and something I had never seen before, and it looked really good. So it's called Gathering Yarn. And it's a one-shot series. But this is called Summertime Painted Sock in color Jade.
And she was from the area, the Gathering Yarn. Like, she's from BC. I forget where.
Okay, it just says Canadian. But anyway, it is a 70% superwash wool, 15% bamboo, and 15% cotton. So I was like, that's different. I want to try it out.
Yeah.
So, yeah. It's not the softest sock yarn.
Well, but
it would make,
blend.
I was going to say, it should make really nice socks.
Yeah, that are a little cooler for summer.
Mm-hmm. That's my thought.
Yep.
And it's
and you have
gorgeous.
Tiny feet. That'd be enough for 2 pair for you almost.
Yeah.
Especially if you did heels in it.
Yeah, if I do short socks and I do heels and toes and stuff, I can totally. But yeah, and $16, which...
an amazing price point.
Yeah, half the price of
normal hand-dyed
stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I really like it. I'm so excited. Because, you know,
tonals.
I haven't been knitting at all, so I might as well buy more yarn.
It's a different hobby.
Yeah, it totally is.
It is a good hobby.
Totally is. Okay, and then the last place we went to was Kelowna Yarn and Needlecraft.
Yes.
Which she was fabulous. We were talking to the owner.
Yeah.
And she's also the one who dyes
Dye Cauldron.
Okay, I dropped the tag. I'm going to grab it.
This is what her tag looks like. It's Dye Cauldron. Her name's Cheryl Van Vliet Brown. That I don't remember that accurately. It's just on the back of the card.
Oh, mine doesn't say that.
But yeah, she was super sweet. We talked running yarn shops.
Oh yeah, we talked to her for...
Talked about vendors and
forever.
Got ideas of where to get stuff if we didn't want to deal with, you know, this vendor or preferred to deal with Canadian vendors. And she was really helpful and super sweet.
Yes.
And we chatted like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
45 minutes.
At least. And we're not usually chatters. Yeah. I mean, we chatter here to
each other. We chat incessantly.
No, she chatters incessantly. I go, except in my dreams, apparently. Then she, hits me with things. I had weird dreams last night, sorry. She was mad at me in my dream. And so I woke up and I'm like, oh, is she mad at me?
Apparently, I was swinging a giant glass window-shaped trophy at her.
Yeah, anyway. I brought pretty yarn. I got some dye cauldron, too. So this is basic BFL Aran. And it's just lovely in blue skies.
It's very pretty. And show it up close to show the twist on it. It's a really nice twist.
Oh, sorry, I'll cover my face so it might...
Yeah, that's a better focus.
Yeah, I really like it.
A single skein of blue yarn.
Oh,
Cindy
what a
never does
shock.
that.
No. But it's a perfect hat yarn.
Yeah.
It'll make the prettiest hat.
Yeah.
And yeah. And you got one from her
I
too.
did. I got her BFL Luxe yarn, which is 70% BFL, 20% silk, 10% cashmere. And it is
Pretty.
to die for soft. And it's a tonal gray, you know, shocking.
It's called Protecting.
But it's squishy and soft and like, look, squish.
Yeah.
That's
So what are you gonna do
the
with
squish factor is if you can make it into a ball while
yeah.
it's still skeined.
What are you gonna do with it?
100% squish factor. I'm not sure yet. I think this will be like either a big loose cowl or a shawl. And I might mix it with something else. I have a dark kind of foresty green that's a BFL blend too, and I think it'd look great with this for a big shawl. So we'll see.
I got, just because I saw it and it was rainbow. It's Melilla by Cascade Yarns, and apparently it has been discontinued now. It's 45% silk, 35% wool, and 20% nylon. And she actually said it was a perfect replacement for Kureyon if you're not big on Noro.
Yeah.
And I actually was thinking, that's cool. I am not big on Noro.
She said it was her biggest seller when she stopped carrying Noro and started getting this. It was even a bigger seller than the Noro because it had those vibrant colors and the same style of yarn, but way less knots in the ball,
and it's like softer.
It's softer.
Well, probably
it's been washed. There's no spinning oil in it,
and cheaper.
And it's it's not Canadian, but at least it's North American, so it's not flying around the world quite so much. It was
made in China.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, most yarns are.
The mills.
Actually, that's not true. This one's from Italy, and I thought made in Turkey.
Yeah, I was gonna say Turkey's a big.
Yeah. Anyway. So I really like it. I have no idea what I'm going to do with it. I was actually thinking with black, it would make a great...
Black and rainbow.
Yeah. I love those long color repeats and I love rainbows.
Yes.
You know me. And you got that.
You said you were thinking and stopped.
Oh, I was thinking something with black.
Oh, not a specific thing. Just...
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
You got that?
No.
Oh, you also have more yarn.
I have 2 more projects worth of yarn. I got some Pro Lana, which we sell, but we don't carry the cotton stretch Alicante.
Actually, we do, but
not this colorway, and it's not something we're ordering anytime soon. So it's, I don't know if I can get it to focus. It's a core spun yarn. So the wool is on the inside, so it's stretchy. So you can kind of see like it has a decent amount of stretch, despite being 40% wool, 40% cotton, and
bumwool.
20%
bumwool. Sorry, I like the German word for cotton. Sounds like bumwool.
It's not.
I am a 12-year-old boy.
She is a 12-year-old.
Despite being a
43.
I had to figure out how old I was. 43.
She used to mock me for doing that all the time.
She had to work back from when she couldn't remember when she was born.
No, I could.
Yes, no, you could not. You worked back from when you graduated.
Not because I couldn't remember when I was born, just because it was easier, because it was close. It's not close anymore. Now I go from when I was born. But yeah,
anyway,
it's
cool.
Like a green and gray and charcoal stripe. And
charcoal is gray.
But like light gray and dark charcoal.
Okay.
And it's like $16 a ball, and it'll be nice for
16. Oh.
And it's it's the same price we sell it for.
Yeah, no, for some reason I was thinking, I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't thinking.
But it'll be nice summer socks. I wore through another pair of socks this month, so I need some more summer socks. Because all I have left are my big, like super thick, cozy, hand spun and heavy socks, and I need some lighter ones.
Okay. Well, my last purchase there was acrylic, but it's so nice. It's really soft. Okay, it's Cole Fjord DK, and it does like patterns. It does like color work without doing color work. Like that just, oh.
Your aversion to color work is funny.
Oh, I don't know why. I'm just...
It's not that she can't do it. She loves like so many techniques and loves challenging herself on techniques.
But
and yet color work, she's just like,
meh. Yeah.
Whereas I'm like,
yeah. So why I actually got this is something that we could bring in, and I want to try it out because I think it would be perfect for little. Well, she had like little baby sweaters and stuff done out of it, and I'm like, oh, that's perfect. So I'm going to try it again. Yeah, it's Fair Isle Effect self patterning yarn. I'm really excited about this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and it is acrylic, but it's amazing.
But for baby stuff, sometimes you need something that's not hand washed because no new mom has time for hand washing.
Except you're not supposed to use acrylic for babies, right? Except that's silly, and I use acrylic for babies all the time.
Well, it's
just don't light them on fire. Don't light the baby on fire, and you're fine.
You are so weird.
Sorry. So acrylic yarn melts, whereas like wool will just smolder and go out.
Yeah. So it's safer if you're...
Wool is safer for a baby. But yeah, just don't light your baby on fire and you're fine.
She doesn't have kids and never plans on having kids.
I'm not a kid person. It's so funny. Kids come into the store and I'm like, oh, they're so cute. Yay, they're leaving. Bye.
She's so not a kid person.
Whereas one of our staff like wants to be a kindergarten teacher and she just loves kids.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like,
and they follow her around. They love her.
They love Kim.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, bye. I like kids. They're great. And then I get to give them back. My niece is coming to town today.
Yes.
Yep.
I was going to say, it's not that you dislike kids. It's just you have no desire to have any. And you enjoy...
And I have a very limited... Tolerance. Yeah.
She likes quiet.
I do.
And no people.
I do. My favorite thing is just to hide away and knit or read.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Which my new favorite thing is snuggling this. So every shop we went into, I picked up some sort of fuzzy yarn. Yeah. And I usually hate fuzz. Like, I'm not a mohair person. I don't like, even alpaca is a little too fuzzy for me sometimes. And
alpaca's always too fuzzy for me.
I picked up these two yarns. This one is called Cashmere Haze. It's alpaca, cashmere, and silk. And so it's lightly brushed, so it's got a little bit of haze, which you can see on the top there. And it's kind of this like taupey gray or grayish brown.
It's very brown.
And it's going to go with this. Which was
amazing.
Urth Yarns Cashmere Mono.
Oh, this one was a Rowan, if you were wondering.
Which was 100% cashmere, and it was in her discount bin because it was the last one. So it was like $10 off. $11 off. So I splurged. This is going to be an expensive project, but it's going to be a hat with these two held together.
Oh, it's
because this is kind of a gray, but it's got a little bit of taupey tones to it. And that's going to be my new like super warm winter hat, but it'll still be light. So, because cashmere is so light, and like this fuzziness of it with the silk and the alpaca brushed.
No, don't put it with that. Just make this and make it like a cowl.
But that's only 50 grams. It's not tons of yardage.
I know, but still.
It'll be amazing
just
together.
Wrap it around. Just like this. Wear it
just like that. Wear it as a necklace.
Wear it as a smile. It is really soft.
It's so
100%
soft.
Cashmere. It's beautiful.
I've never treated myself to cashmere because it is so expensive. But this squish factor is not just squish it into a ball, but you can like fold it in half and still squish it thinner than a ball.
You're such a dork. You and your squish factor.
It's 200% squish. It's squish infinity.
Squishfinity.
Look. Squish and then squish again, and like you can fit it in one fist. It's so squishy. It's so squishy.
I'll just love it. She'll squish it. Okay, talk about this.
I have a fuzzier monobrow now. Sorry.
Okay,
you can't tell with the glasses, but the brows join.
Yeah. She used to like
I used to tweeze.
Well,
I
now
gave
she's
up.
like, nah, who cares?
I got a sock ruler. Because it's handy if you're making socks for other people to just know the measurements. And then the hard thing about a sock is measuring it. Like, you lay it flat, but once you have a heel or something, it bends and doesn't want to cooperate. So this you can just tuck into the sock and it holds the sock flat so you can see the measurement from the toe. And I always do toe up socks. So
you can do it. You can use it for cuff down too.
You could do it the other way for cuff down.
But it says it.
Yeah, and it's got it in inches and in centimeters, and it's just handy. It's not a necessity, but I decided we were splurging this week.
Yeah, we really splurged.
Yeah, I have never spent so much on a project ever as that last hat will be.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Oh my God, look at those together.
Yeah, they are lovely. And it's really funny because like each of the stores we went into, she picked out basically that.
Yes.
And went, no, I'm not going to get it.
Yes.
And then finally the last one, she's like, yeah, I'm getting it.
Yeah. I would have saved money if I bought the first one that I really liked.
Well, yeah, it wasn't 100% cashmere.
Because it was like, I don't know, 40% cashmere or something. It was soft and fuzzy combination, but it would have been like $15 less than what I ended up spending. But
that's okay.
But I love it.
This is so pretty.
This is going to be mine. Okay.
Do we want to talk about knitting next or your spinning projects?
Let's do knitting next.
Okay.
While I smoosh some yarn.
I started a new project because that's what I do. Who needs to finish projects?
Finishing's overrated.
So, I don't have much. I started it last night.
Did you see, it's the Olympics right now.
Yeah.
Did you see the article about, there were two runners and one of them like accidentally tripped, like he just stepped on the guy in front of him's heel.
Oh.
And they kind of tumbled over each other. So they finished last.
Yeah.
But rather than just getting up and being mad, the guy got up, helped the guy up who accidentally tripped him, and then he put his arm around his shoulder and they walked to the finish together. Aww. But let him, like the one that was going to finish first, he let him finish one step ahead of them. So
there's been some good stories coming out of
really
Olympics.
good stories,
like the high jumpers that shared gold.
Yeah. That convinced the IOC instead of having a jump off to share gold.
Anyway, I started a new project last night. So you can't really tell, but it's two pieces. It's the front and back bottom ribbing of a weekender. So in case you don't remember what a weekender looks like.
Weekender is the Andrea Mowry one that I did.
Yes, anyway.
Recently.
The weekender.
Oh, you just got a pop-up.
Okay. That one. I mean, you should recognize it because Lou just finished
I was wearing it in the last podcast. And she's doing it out of the same yarn.
I am doing it out of the same yarn. I am doing it, this is the Shanty by, oh my goodness. Shanty is by, I've got the thingy here. You know this.
I do, and we sell it.
We sell it. Sugarbush Shanty. It is a 75% merino, 25% linen. I have knit so many things out of this yarn now. I love it, and now it sounds like they're discontinuing it.
I'm so sad about that.
But anyway, I started ribbing. So I am not making it for me. This pink is not for me. This is for a friend.
Yeah, you were talking about it in the last podcast. Okay. You just hadn't started.
Yes. Well, I started it last night. But and you actually knit the front and the back separate for the bottom because it's a split hem. But I just decided I might as well do them together.
So you're going to knit both front and back at the same time?
Yeah, I'm knitting both front and back at the same time. The back is actually longer, so then I'll just do the back, like go back and forth on the back. Yeah. Easy enough. Mm-hmm. But yeah. And there was a knot in my yarn, so I had 2 balls of yarn anyway. So yeah, I am really excited, and the person I'm making it for is tiny, so I get to do a small size.
I was going to say, and it'll be it's already a fast knit because it's loose gauge and it's just easy, mindless, quick, fun knitting.
And if I really like it, maybe I'll make one for myself.
You should. I think you would like it.
Except I'm not big on pullovers. I tend to do cardigans.
That's true.
So
you could do a steeked
version
and make it a cardigan.
I will not steek.
No.
Nope.
Not in that yarn.
Not no. Nope. I'm not gonna steek. Thanks. Anyway. That is one that's like color work. Not really interested. Nope. I don't mind purling, so I don't mind going back and forth. Anyway, yeah. So I'm really excited about that one. I'm actually feeling it. So I haven't been knitting. I don't know.
For a while.
Basically since COVID hit, I have not been in a knitting mood, except every once in a while. But this week we're starting knit night again. So I will be knitting. And what are you looking for?
My sock.
You had it in this bag.
So it's under this hands button. I was like, I had it on the table. My knitting is the only knitting I've been doing is on this rainbow sock pair still.
Rainbow socks. I love that yarn.
So, me too. Thank you for sharing.
It was my yarn.
It was Cindy's.
But she wanted some pridey socks.
It's Turtlepurl's.
It's Turtlepurl.
Double rainbow.
I love Turtlepurl.
Yeah, it's quite nice base.
So does Rebecca. So whenever we want to order some more, she just put out one that's called Token Redshirt.
It's
awesome. I want it. It's like red and black with a stripe of gold. It's perfect.
It is.
But
it is.
I gotta knit socks faster. And I have a problem. I have an idea.
Yes, she
does.
I do. Anyway,
if it happens, you'll find out.
This is. I was going to make it a design.
But it looks so good just on its own.
I just kind of love the plain stockinette.
It looks funny right now because it's got ribbing.
It's ribbed all the way around in the instep, which makes it super cozy and squishy.
It really is. She made me one like that.
Yeah. And then I did the sweet tomato heel.
What a shock.
Because I really like, especially in a self-striping yarn, that it doesn't break the color. Like it changes the length of the repeat, but even on the front, the colors continue on in the same order.
Well, yeah, you get one little stripe around.
You get, a little one instead of a big one, but it doesn't break the color repeat, which I really like. And it happens to fit me really well. So what I was going to do is a ribbed instep, the sweet tomato heel, and then do a design up the back of the leg. But I might
it really doesn't need it. It's just the
I just might make my next pair the design I was thinking of and make this.
These stripies are great.
Just a plain sock.
Yeah.
Because it's been fun to have knitting that I don't have to think about.
Yeah.
And
is that the only thing you're knitting on?
It's the only thing I was knitting.
Oh, because you finished your week
calendar.
Yes. Yeah, it was Tour de Fleece.
But yes, I've been enjoying this, and it was my first time knitting with Turtlepurl, and I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah, a couple years ago at Knit Night.
Look at how smooth that heel is. I love the sweet tomato heel.
A customer came in with Turtlepurl, and we were all like, oh, that's awesome. By the time Knit Night was over, we had placed a huge order from her for everybody.
I was sick that day.
She was sick that day.
And she didn't even ask
me. I did too. You were just like, whatever.
Oh.
You must have had a migraine.
Oh, could be.
Because I did. I
don't even remember.
I texted and said, we're placing an order from Turtlepurl. Do you want to take a look? No. So, yeah. So, yeah, we placed an order. There was like...
I think it's funny.
I think 5 of us.
If she texted, she knows that the tone was...
Oh, I know her tone when she's got a migraine. Trust me. She comes into work and she can barely open her eyes. And she's like, I'm just going to be in the back with my sunglasses on. We're like, go home.
But then I'm still here if you need help.
No, we're fine because you're also really stupid when you're sick. Oh my God, so stupid. Okay.
It's true.
Yeah, it's not an insult. I'm really stupid when I'm sick too.
Yeah, we both our brains.
My sinuses have been really bad lately. I think I might be allergic to my room. I've got to clean my room.
Well, it's canola season, and you are
allergic to
canola.
I am, yes.
And it's been hot, so she leaves her window open to get a breeze, but then you get canola.
But also my room, just covered in dust. Everything's covered in dust. I'm a slob. Yeah, so I need to do that, and I think I'll be better. But anyway, my sinuses have been really bad, and some days I'm just like, hi, I'm here, okay? That's all that matters. I'm here.
And then she does a random grump, grump, grump.
Yeah.
Grump,
anyway,
grump.
I have another project. I haven't been working very fast on this, so I think it looks about the same as... Oh, no, I got a little further. So, this is this is the whole colorway. I love it.
It's a Seahawk colorway?
Yeah, it's Wollelfe Merino Twin Gradient in Seahawk, which
I love her yarn. I haven't knit with it, but every time I squish hers.
It's smooshy, it's lovely. Yeah. She does great gradients.
She does fabulous gradients. And an affordable price. Like
yeah.
Gradients are a pain to dye. Yeah. And her prices are really low for gradient
I would say
yarns.
Just looking at hers, I think she does it the same way you do. She does a sock blank.
From a blank.
It's so much easier if you have a sock blank.
It's the only way I'll dye gradients.
Yeah. Anyway, so there isn't much to see. It is the Kindness Shawl by, I have it right here. It's either Jala or Yala Spiro. So that is the shawl. It's a free one on Ravelry, and it is just an amazing, I've done it quite a few times. It just looks good with any gradient.
Yeah, it really does.
Liz, our friend Liz, introduced us to it because she did one out of your hand spun gradient, which was gorgeous. But yeah, I got to it's just starting to get a little more
you can
green,
see it's shifting.
And I've just gotten to the basic lace, and I love it.
It's
the first whole bit is just a semicircular shawl with the little,
and they're so easy to wear. Like you just throw it on the front and wrap the ends.
I'm not a shawl wearer, but I do actually wear them as
a cowl or a scarf.
As scarves in the winter.
Yeah.
This one I think might come into the store. Actually, I'm sure it's going to come into the store because it really shows off what you can do with a gradient. And we have this gradient yarn that is not selling, even though it's amazing.
Yeah, the Artfil Ombre.
Yes, the Artfil yarn. It's fabulous.
It's because you had knit a sample and it sold.
Yeah.
And then we haven't knit a new one.
Even when I had the sample up, it didn't sell. Yeah. I don't know. I love gradients. So if I have to just knit a shawl with every single one of those yarns and then sell the shawls, that's fine. Because I love knitting shawls, but I don't really wear them.
Yeah.
I wear hats. That's about it.
Yeah. It's both of us don't wear heavy sweaters. Like my wardrobe is 99% t-shirts.
Yeah, well that's because we're
and the other percent is like shorts and jeans.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to have something to wear with the t-shirts.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to come in just your underwear and t-shirt.
Who would want that?
Anyway, it's so pretty.
It is.
I love it. Go check out Wollelfe.
Yeah, she's got some great stuff.
Wollelfe.
A little closer.
Yeah, it's German, so it's Wollelfe. Wollelfe.
Yeah, and she's on Etsy.
Yeah, she's on Etsy, and yeah, she has beautiful gradients. I have 4 of them because I had different plans for them. I was going to use 2 gradients together, and no, I'm not. So, yeah.
And it matches your bag.
Oh, and it matches my cute bag. I love my robot bag.
It's adorable. I have not been spinning this month because the past month was Tour de Fleece.
You haven't been knitting. You have been spinning.
I have been spinning. So I think I might have just finished this one in the last podcast.
No, I don't think so.
because it was during Tour de Fleece. So I showed the fiber. This was the 100% milk fiber, and I chain plied it. So it's got a bit of a sheen to it, and it's super, super drapey. I had spun it in blends before, but never on its own.
Yeah.
And I definitely enjoy spinning it better in a wool blend, not on its own. I've spun it as an alpaca milk and silk blend, and that was to die for. But on its own, it was okay.
It's just kind of meh.
Yeah. So not something I'd do again, but now I know better what it's bringing to a blend, and if I want to add, more drape or more sheen or whatever.
That would be a great addition to a blend to give it that kind of, like, if you don't want to put silk in it.
Yeah, and to give it a bit of weight. It's a heavy fiber. Like it's a dense heavy, not like I made a bigger skein. But, yeah.
But I really like the color. It's just kind of like it's a natural.
When
it looks kind of,
it's warm.
Yeah, it's a really warm natural.
I was gonna say,
kind of
if you've ever churned butter, which most people haven't,
no,
but it's like, it's not butter yet.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the cream has started to separate.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, it's kind of a buttery, creamy buttercream. Oh, buttercream.
I'm not a big fan of buttercream.
I'm not either, but we have this lady making treats for us to sell at the store, and she made these cupcakes with
Swiss meringue
buttercream, and it was amazing.
To die for. Buttercream is too sweet, and
Yes,
the
I
Swiss
think
meringue was both firmer and not as
No,
sweet.
it wasn't firmer. It was.
Oh well, I had it out of the fridge.
Oh,
because
yes,
I
then it's
had
firm.
it after we stopped selling it.
Yes. No, it was light and fluffy, and anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
The next one was Luette Northern Lights fiber, which is discontinued now, but I had some
Lights,
left.
huh?
Yeah.
Huh.
So it's their autumn bush colorway. So it's got like oranges and browns and reds. So this will be one that ends up in the shop. It's
That's
like
really nice.
an Aran weight worsted
really
to
nice.
Aran. And then I was kind of in the mood for spinning like hat yarn.
Yeah.
So they ended up being
I could make a hat out of this.
You could. The next one, I showed the fiber, and I love the fiber, and I love the result. This one is not coming to the store because
it's going to me.
I'm making a hat out of it.
Damn.
But I have another bag of it, so I might buy it if somebody really wants it from the
it's
store.
okay. I
and
don't
have a second one.
I have too much yarn.
So this is 40% merino, 40% South American wool is the gray, and then 20%, that's
Flex.
80.
Yeah.
Like 18% bamboo and 2% nylon, which is the flex of the blue, which are the neps in it. So it's like a gray with blue
Nep.
tweed.
Nep is a good word.
And I love it. Like, look at that. It's just lovely. It would be amazing hat yarn. Trying to get it to focus while she's making faces in the corner.
Oh.
But yes, I love that one.
See, wouldn't it look good on me?
It would, but look.
No. Good on me.
That's quite the face.
Just a sec. I'm Leia! Sorry. I'm a little nuts today.
The last one is shock of all shocks, Honui fiber.
We had to get through. We had to get one of them.
Of course,
See?
from Heavenly Wools in New Zealand. And this is the topaz colorway dyed on
That's not my color.
Oh, I love it. It's dyed on the like humbug blend, so it's dyed on 3 natural colors of Honui. And so it's this warm.
You're my only hope.
It's this warm golden color when it's dyed on the light gray, and over the kind of medium gray and reddish brown, it makes that dark brown.
Yeah.
And it's about a DK weight, and it's about 250 yards. So I think this will go to the store, but I might keep it for me for a hat
Just squeaked.
or a cowl. I love Honui wool.
Yeah,
It's just
I do too, but that's not my color.
It's
Yellow is
softer, but it's more brown.
I know, but it's too yellowy
On the
or brown
camera,
for me.
it looks yellow.
Too yellowy for me. I'd look sick.
You are sick.
Oh yeah,
She's a sicko.
I am a sicko.
But yeah, I really like it. It's much softer than the micron count would have you believe, and it's so fun to spin, and I love how bouncy it is, and it wears better than merino, and it's just all the good things. And I love Kate. Love supporting another small business, and I love her dyeing. So yeah.
Yes.
So that was my spinning.
Okay, so we just have Whip Lucky Dip and new yarn in the store
And
February
other
stuff. Okay.
other projects. Yeah.
Well, how about Whip Lucky Dip first?
Sure.
Okay, so everybody asked me to bring back Whip Lucky Dip.
We've been getting requests for that ever
Basically,
since
I
the
stopped
last
doing it.
one we
So,
did.
if you're new here, basically, I have in my
It doesn't fit in a bag
color
anymore.
bin. It is a bunch of projects that, okay, so some of them are, some literally just need ends woven in and blocking. Some I want to rip out. Some I want to finish. So it's all not finished projects.
Because she has this thing about starting new projects when she gets a new yarn.
And I just get sick of projects. And anyway, so Lou's gonna pick me out a random project from here, and then by next podcast I'll have done something with it. And I can show you what it is.
Some of them need more to finish than others, so she might not finish the project, but she will guaranteed work on it.
Yeah.
Either rip it out or get some of the
Pick. Okay. Oh, I think this is.
What is this one?
I know what this one is.
I don't
This
know
is
what
like the
this one is.
easiest thing in the bin to finish. It is, yay! Woo!
Oh,
It is
your
my
Katie shawl.
shawl.
wow, that's been there for ages.
Okay.
What was that, like 3 years ago?
I made it. I did it in February and March of 2018.
Yeah, over 3 years ago.
Yep. So this is my Katie shawl. Katie shawl by Cozy Up Knits, Cozy Up Designs, whatever it's called. Yeah, Cozy Up Designs.
Yeah.
And then so it's 2 different yarns. The gray is Fearless Fibers Merino Tencel Sock in Illusion, and the colors. Oh God, I love these. This is just
That's that Merino silk blend, isn't it?
it was a thing of minis from Nikki Slip. Silk merino gradient set, and the color of these gradients were gazing at the heavens.
It's just,
And
I love those colors.
It.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the really cool thing, the cool thing about the Katie shawl is the little
Eyeballs.
we call them eyeballs, but yeah. And so yeah, I just have to weave in ends and block it. And
Did you carry the ends up inside? Like, do you just have to trim them, or?
I honestly have no clue.
So you're gonna weave them in?
Yeah, they're carried, but some of them aren't carried for very long and stuff. I'm just gonna weave them in. Yeah, the gray I carried up all along.
That's funny. That's the one, like the sections that were all the main color was the one section I didn't carry up all along.
Well, I mean, but that was the main color. But no, like this, it's just this is the
like
beginning
within
and
the
ending of
stripes.
each
Gotcha.
of each mini stripe.
Yeah. Mine is sitting somewhere too, because I had run out of black.
Really?
And it was like a Knit Picks yarn, so I didn't have any more, so I waited until the next time somebody was placing a Knit Picks order, and by then I had moved on to another project. So I've got like, I think about 3 inches left to knit, just basically the border.
I was
in
thinking
the black.
this one was the one that I ran out like 2 rows before the end. But no, I don't see an end there, so it wasn't this one. But yeah.
You should finish that one. You would wear that.
I don't know if I'd wear it.
You'd wear it as a scarf.
But I'd definitely bring it in here and as a sample.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah. And it's nice to highlight local designers.
yes, yeah. But yeah,
lovely.
so that's going to be an easy one. I can get that done by our next podcast.
Yay! I'll hold her to it.
Yeah, I will. Weave in ends and block that one.
I'll make sure she doesn't sleep the last night before the podcast if she hasn't finished it. I will be her taskmaster.
Maybe I will do it right away so that it's done.
Because she doesn't want me nagging her.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then we got a new yarn in at the store.
No, wait.
Oh, what?
There's other crafty stuff.
I forgot.
I decided to do another pair of moccasins. So I signed up for another class at the local friendship center at Nowakin. And it's a different, similar style, but different techniques than the last one I made. So it's a lined one. So this is shearling. So it's sheepskin, and then the outside is leather. And they ran out of fiber, of the gold leather by the time we got to cutting the bottoms, and I decided I'd like a mixed color pair anyway, and there's black in the beading, so I decided to go with black. And then it's lined, and then they have, if you knit socks, the technique on the heels on these is so cool, because you just have a straight square edge, and you sew those two together here, and then you snip here and pull that flap through and sew it, and then snip the flap. And so you turn the heel basically like that. And it's just such a cool technique. But that's very cool. And these are so soft and so fuzzy. Yes.
Oh, damn.
Yes.
Because if they didn't fit her, I was getting them.
Yes, they fit. Sorry.
Excellent. No, that's fine. I'm just joking.
But yeah, I really like them. And I'm going to I just placed an order for some blue leather because it was on sale. And I'm going to do another pair. So you can have a blue pair.
No, I don't need it. I don't wear them anyway. And then they're supposed to put
the fur they have in the class is rabbit fur, and I'm horribly allergic to rabbit. So I'm not going to do the cuff in the class, and I will get or I'll ask if they have extra shearling, and I'll just use the shearling as the cuff. Would be awesome. Otherwise, I'll maybe get some faux fur.
They look awesome. I think she did such a good job on the beading.
Oh, don't show it up close. It's not a good job on the beading.
It's great.
So, and the trim around the edge looks unfinished because it is here. The lady in the class uses pinking shears to do like a
other ones edge, we just left that.
Zigzag. And the other ones we just trimmed this part really short so it almost looks like piping. And I haven't decided which way I want to do it. So I have pinking shears at home, but I just didn't want to do it until I was sure.
The pinking shears are upstairs in the studio.
We have an empty space upstairs, so we've moved a bunch of our work stuff studio up there. So yeah, that's my last craft. This was what I've been doing in the evenings when my hands were too hot to knit. And then I ended up with black hands every night I did because the black dye is still running a little. But yeah, that was my last craft.
Now new yarn and stuff. I talk about the yarn, you talk about the fiber.
Okay. You talk about the yarn.
So Fleece Artist, actually Handmaiden, they're the same company, but Handmaiden, you're gonna hold it, has a new yarn. It's called Prosecco, and it is 50% merino, 20% silk, and 30% kid mohair.
And it's not a brushed mohair.
Yeah.
So it's a smooth yarn.
It's really nice. I like it, and it has mohair in it. So
it's drapey and super soft hand.
It's lovely. And yeah, we just got it in for the store, but I really kind of want to knit some up myself.
We didn't get tons, but I was thinking of taking home a skein too. This one, in fact.
Sorry.
Because she has enough blue.
We were thinking it's a really good base for people who want socks that are strong but without nylon. If you're trying to get away from the...
Trying to do all natural fibers.
Yeah, because the silk and mohair gives it that strength. And it's a gorgeous
silk and mohair. This would probably be as strong or stronger than most
nylon
merino sock yarns.
Yeah, and it's just so pretty. I mean, they always do amazing dye jobs. But
yeah, I love their colors.
Yeah, Handmaiden.
Look at that.
Prosecco.
Look how deep those colors are. Sorry, I haven't reskeined this one yet, so it's got, the ties are still sticking out, but so pretty.
So pretty. Okay.
50% mohair, 50% merino, 20 silk, 30 mohair.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
I usually find mohair stiff. Like either it's brushed and too fuzzy or it's stiff and wiry, so I find it itchy, but this isn't at all.
There was one we used to get at Make One.
Yep.
That had some mohair in it, and I couldn't do that one.
Yep.
Well, we're useful. Anyway.
It was 20 years ago.
It was lovely. We quite like that new yarn. So what else do we have? New stuff.
Also got in, I just thought we'd show these. I placed an order from World of Wool because they had these luxury fiber samplers that were awesome to me. So I'm just going to open this to show it. But basically, we're selling these for $40 Canadian. And it's over 200 grams of luxury fibers. So they're valued anywhere between $50 and $115, and you get it for $40. And it includes at least 3 different fibers in various amounts of camel, alpaca, mohair, cashmere, silk, mink, llama, angora, and or yak. So this, I believe, is an alpaca silk. And it's pretty. Dye for, and this is either like alpaca silk or mink silk. It's shorter than alpaca, but it has kind of that same look to it. So.
Smells like alpaca.
This is mohair. So this is what mohair looks like before you brush it out and make it all fuzzy. And I could totally see myself using this. It's actually really soft.
What's this? This is really pretty.
That looks like more alpaca silk.
Okay.
I think just different colors.
Each package has completely different things in it, because one of them had Angora, because she opened it up and was like, whoa, I'm allergic.
Yeah.
Oh, it doesn't feel like that one.
No, I think the one with Angora is the one that was all white.
I meant the bottom one doesn't feel like the one that you said was Lana silk first.
Oh, okay.
So, anyway.
Well, and
these are great.
So that first one might have been the mink or something too.
But yeah, and really cool.
We had one of them had Kiviat. It was the
that's
first
a
one.
Really good price.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't spin, but that's a really good price.
Well, and like we sold one to a spinner who was starting out, and she wanted to try a bunch of new fibers, and she was like, the luxury fibers I'd never be able to afford, you know, trying like an ounce of cashmere is like $30 an ounce. So, and I think the one she got seemed like it had cashmere and Kiviat in it.
Ooh.
Or, oh no, the cashmere might be the one with the bunny. Because I went, ooh, cashmere, and then, allergic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's all mystery stuff.
So they're all a bit of a mystery, but they're all luxury fibers, and they'd be super fun and a good price point. And the last thing I wanted to show was these. We can talk about them.
Okay. It's wrist rulers. We just got the one size. It's just the single wrap. But
I thought we got two sizes though, 7, 8, and 9 inch.
No,
just the 8 inch.
We got the different. I don't know.
They come in.
I don't know.
Like there's single wrap, a couple of lengths, double wrap, a couple of lengths.
Yeah. But yeah, that would be so cool. You have one of these.
I have one of these, yeah, and I love it. Because it's a bracelet that doesn't look girly.
Yeah.
But also it's handy to have, like, if you're going to like knit in public, spin in the park or something like that, it's nice to have a ruler, but you don't necessarily want to carry all your tools that you could forget or drop.
And it's leather, and it comes in a cool little tin, and they're awesome.
Yeah, and we got them in like natural colors.
Yeah.
This time.
This is the 8 inch.
Yeah.
The shorty.
So
okay. I think that's all the fibery stuff we have.
That's the new stuff. Yeah, we got more colors of other yarns.
Oh my god, look at the time. We've been talking forever. Well, we'll do really quick. Culture consumed?
I've watched a bit of Olympics. Have you?
No.
Not at all. I've been reading Olympic stories. There have been some good stories.
I've read some articles, but I haven't actually watched any Olympics. I haven't been watching anything lately. I've been listening to an audiobook. So ages ago, I started doing a read the world thing.
Yep.
Whereas I'm trying to read at least one fiction or biography or something from every country in the world. And I've been doing it for about 2 years, and I don't know, have 10 or 12 countries done. Actually more than that. But I decided
way more than that.
Okay. I decided to get a little more systematic about it. So I went alphabetical. So I'm starting with Afghanistan. So I am listening to a history of Afghanistan, and it's really fascinating. Really interesting. We've gotten up to the like post 2001 period now, but the further back history was really interesting. Tribal history and everything. And so I've decided to do a history book, if I can find one from each country, and something else. And so I read Kite Runner as a graphic novel.
I loved Kite Runner. Tough read, but like,
oh my
good book.
Yeah, it was good, but sad. I mean, happy ending.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I read that, and I might read something else too, but yeah. And then so I was doing an A one, and then I'm gonna go and I'm gonna do Zimbabwe next, and kind of go back and forth and get a little more systematic about it.
A to Z, B to Y.
Well, I mean, there's lots of A countries and there's lots of Z countries.
Oh, so through the
Just
countries
boop,
alphabetical,
boop, boop,
not
boop.
through
Yeah.
the letters of the alphabet back and forth.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Ish.
More systematic, she says.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just because I was like, if I found a book that looked interesting, that was set in a different country or written in a different language or whatever, I was reading it. but
she has a map that she scratches off.
I do.
If the author is from a country, she scratches off the flag, and if the book is set in a country,
I get to scratch
she
off
gets
the
to
country.
scratch off the country.
Yes.
It's very cool. It hides behind her bed, but it's very cool when she pulls it out and updates it.
Okay, so you were reading a book.
I am. I actually brought a bunch of books.
Yeah, I did too, but...
So we got in this one. We ordered it. No,
we
got it.
We were in Grand Prairie. We were at Cole's.
Yeah. So I'd been hearing lots of stuff about this one. It's won tons of award, and I really wanted to read it.
We both really wanted to read it.
So we decided to split the cost and buy it. And when I'm done, she gets to read it. And I said I'd have it done last weekend. I'm
all right.
about 3/4 of the way through now. It's by Johnny Appleseed. No, it's called Johnny Appleseed by Joshua Whitehead.
Yeah.
And it's fiction, and I assumed it would be a quick read, but it's just a little harder.
It's a tough read.
It's kind of day in the life, but it's a tougher read than a lot
emotional.
of books. Yeah. So I read it in shorter spurts than most novels, but I'm enjoying it so far, and I won't say more than that because she wants to read it until I'm done.
I mean, I know vaguely what it's about.
Yeah. Johnny's a young queer boy who goes back and forth from the res to Winnipeg, and but it's really good.
We bought it in June, so it was the perfect Indigenous history and queer.
Yeah, it actually was on both of our displays for a while. Like it was.
No, we never had it in.
Yeah, we had one copy.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks so good.
And then Joshua Whitehead is also the editor of this, which I've had in my cart on Amazon because it's where they published it. I think it's the only place you could get it for a while. But while we were at Cole's, they had this in, so I decided to buy it. And
it was a different time we were at Cole's.
Was it?
We went down to Grand Prairie like 3 times in the last month.
Oh,
it's bizarre.
Especially after a year and a half of not going.
Yeah.
But it's an anthology of Two-Spirit and Indigiqueer speculative fiction and sci-fi. So.
And it's I was thinking it was specifically dystopia. Like
no, the other one was.
Okay.
This one isn't. And it's called Love After the End. It's written all by queer and Indigenous authors, and it just sounded really good. And it's all sci-fi, and I read more sci-fi than fantasy, so I thought this sounded right up my allergy.
Your allergy?
I'm feeling allergic apparently. This sounded right up my alley, so I haven't started it yet.
It sounds really interesting.
When I finish Johnny Appleseed, this will be the next one I read.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, look at this cover. Look, it's a
beautiful. It's a beaded bison.
Oh, anyway, sorry. That just caught my eye, and I just really loved it. Well, totally different genre. Well, not really. Okay. I have been reading Star Trek novels.
Just a few Star Trek novels.
This isn't even all the Star Trek novels I've been reading. A while back, so both DS9 and Voyager did kind of like books set after the end of their series. And I was reading a Voyager one, and I'm like, okay, I totally missed something. Like something spoilery had happened in somewhere else, I don't know, and I was just very confused. So I went looking, and apparently I had missed a trilogy that was kind of all the series put together, but that impacted the Voyager books. So I was like, okay, well, I'll read those. And then I went looking at those, and a lot of people were like, well, if you're going to read these first and read these first. And anyway, so I went back 20 years. I am reading a whole ton of Star Trek novels. So I've read the first kind of arc of the DS9 relaunch up to Unity. And I read some of the Titan books. So that's when Riker gets his own ship after Nemesis, which I have never actually watched, so I should probably watch that one. Sorry, my nose is really itchy.
It's canola season.
Yeah. And now I'm going back and reading some of the Star Trek Next Gen ones that kind of fill in those spots. And then the Star Trek Corps of Engineers.
Corps?
Okay. Corps of Engineers, sorry.
Like an Army Corps.
Yeah,
Corps
Corps.
Corps has an E on the end.
Corp. Okay, fine. Corps of Engineers. And they're novellas, so this is cool. This has like 4 novellas in it. Yeah. That's really interesting. I've been a little addicted. I
love Star Trek. Love the whole universe.
And actually, some of them are really, really good. Some of them, not so much. But, I mean, that's fine. I love what they've done. At first, when I started reading the DS9 relaunch stuff, I was like, oh, they brought in a lot of new characters. Because at the end of DS9, you know, Odo's off to the founders. And Cisco's in the temple, and O'Brien's back on Earth, and
spoilers.
Okay, DS9 ended like 20 years ago. If you haven't watched the end, sorry, you obviously don't care that much. Anyway, so they brought in all these new characters and stuff, and I was kind of like, I don't know. I like Rolaren. She was from TNG, and they brought her over to the DS9 books, and I really like her. She works well with Kira. But some of the others were like, whatever. But then the more I read, I was like, I love them all. And Titan, because of course it's Riker and Troy on their new ship. And so of course they have to have a whole new crew. And actually Tuvok ends up working on Titan.
I like crossovers.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of crossovers. But yeah, I'm really, really enjoying them. They're just total light and fluffy fun. So.
Light and fluffy is good.
That's what I've needed.
Yeah.
I mean, History of Afghanistan.
Oh,
Star Trek.
I reread, listened to Altar of Eden by James Rollins. It's one of the, you know, it's the end of the world. No, it's not. It's my,
that's what she reads.
It's my mind candy.
Yeah, I read.
Andy McDermott, James Rollins. When I need something that I know I'll love, I have found when I've been listening to audiobooks, a lot of them are ones that I've read before, and I just bought them to listen to them, like the Rosie Project last time.
But my mind candy is Star Trek and romance novels. Hockey romance and Regency romance. Hers is the world is ending. No, it's not. Oh, you'll like the Star Trek books. You should read them.
I'm sure I would.
There's a few of them.
Yeah. I have been listening. I don't hear super well. So audiobooks are hard if it's the first time I'm reading it, but they're perfect for re-listening because I've read them before, so I know what's happening. So.
Yeah. Anyway, we're over an hour, so.
And since we don't edit, we should probably stop there.
Thanks for joining us. We're trying to do one a month. Obviously, this one is a little later than that, but we'll get there eventually.
We won't promise sooner because it will happen when it happens. But one a month, I think, is probably what is going to stay for a little bit. At least until we both start knitting more.
Yeah, I'm going to knit.
Yes, you're knitting a sweater.
Oh, but I can't knit and read Star Trek books because they don't have the audiobooks. Oh well. Have a lovely day, everybody.
Have a good day. Check out some books.
Oh, excuse me.
Check out some yarns and dyers and fiber people. Yeah. And we're going to leave before she burps at you again.
Bye.